W2H Rut Club Radio.
Hey, what up, everybody? Eric Clark here at the Word Hunt Podcast. We're just going to go live with Rut Club Radio. I am slightly unprepared. Computer just had a total glitch. So all of the names that I had selected for our winner announcement for the last month of Rut Club Radio just got wiped out. So I'm just going to take a drink real quick. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay. Rut Club Radio is brought to you by Heated Hunts. Head on over to heatedhunts.com. If you haven't checked those guys out yet, look at the screen. Their logo's everywhere, and they make a great product that heats up scents. They have a Heated Hunt scent dispenser. You know, it's funny because when I told my dad about this last year, Heated Hunts, he's like, oh, yeah, people used to put like a kettle on the ground. They dig a little pit, and they'd, put some coals there and start a fire, and they'd actually pour deer piss into this kettle, and they'd heat it up like literally in the woods that way to heat up the urine or whatever. And I thought, wow, I didn't realize people used to do that. And he had sent me a picture of some, I think, bow hunting magazine of people doing that. So this is a really modern way to do it. It takes a couple batteries. You hang it from a tree. It's got a wick. You spray it down, and then the mechanism heats it up. Pretty straightforward. When I first heard about them, I thought they were like a seat or something, like a cushion. Like, well, I'm hunting in the cold. Maybe I want something to heat up my hunt. You know what I mean? So that's what that was. That's what I thought it was. It's not what it is. But if you want to save money on some Heated Hunt stuff, you can go to heatedhunts.com. Use code WHERE2 the word hunt for 10% off. And once I get my bearings here, I'll make sure I announce the winner. If not on this, then I'll do it from the real show at we're going live at 7:30 tonight. Hey, you're live on Rut Club Radio. What's up?
Hello, it's your wife.
Oh, great. What's going on?
What do you want from Jimmy John?
Oh, okay. I'll have a Club Lulu. That's one with bacon, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, number 16, bacon.
All right.
All right. Thanks for the report.
Okay, bye.
Later. Here on Rut Club Radio, my wife calls in the show to ask me what I want for dinner. So that's a thing. See how easy it is to call in? You can literally just call in, and I'll bring you into the call, and we'll chat. I want to know what you're seeing, where you're seeing it. And if you have nothing to report, then tell us how your season's going. If you haven't hunted yet, tell us what you're looking for the season, like what your goals are, when you're going to get out, etc. We're getting there. About a month to go here, a little less, give or take, and we're going to be into some real rut activity. So Rut Club Radio is going to start heating up too. Anyway, let me while I'm sitting here waiting for a call to come through and talking to myself, I'm going to try to get these names. I had them all memorized for like a half a second here. So I'm just going to do that until I see a call pop through. I'm missing some people. Darn it. Oh, this is killing me. There we go. The scotch helps my brain work. Can you believe that? So we had more callers than I have here, but I think one of them I couldn't track down. And then another one, they already have a scent company that sponsors them. So there's no need for the scent dispenser. So we're going to announce 4 winners. There's 5 of you that I'm going to pull from. So only one of you isn't going to win. So let me switch my screen so everyone can see it. And we'll spin this wheel. Here we go. Chris Johnson, you're going to win some Heated Hunt stuff. We'll do a scent dispenser for you since you're the first one drawn. Next up, someone's going to get a hat. Remove you. Spin it again. All right. Fine with ears and beers. Hat and shirt. Great. Who's next? Sam Ubel. You are going to win a Scent Dragger Thingamajigger. It's their new product. Down to 2. Who's it going to be? Trev or Aaron? Look at that. Aaron, you win. You're going to win some dirt scent. And maybe more. We'll see what we can do. Okay. That is it for our Rut Club Radio for last month. Thanks for everyone that called in last month to help make me not talk to myself. That's what we got for our winners. That's pretty great. I think I'm done sharing my browser screen. So let's go back here. Boom. Back to the Facebook page to see if I got any commentary. Let me click on this. That is it for our... all right, I guess I'll jump on so Instagram. Like, I can't get it to work half the time on like our streaming service. It's just kind of a pain. I don't know what the deal is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I sent a message to a couple folks, see if they want to call in. Call in. Let's see here. Messaging some folks to try to call in. Let me copy this number, make it easier. Copy, send. Who else? In a tree. Zeb, Wowiax in a tree. Rut report has been no acorns where I'm at. Deer seem pretty scattered. I've seen 2 fresh rubs all season. No scrapes. Mother Nature and I have been trading pans punches all season thus far. Yeah, I'm not having much luck yet either. Not to be negative, it's just not going great yet. Although I cannot complain. A bad day of hunting is better than any day working, of course. We do have a caller. So what do we got here? Boom, shakalaka. Clayton out of Holland, Michigan. What's up, my brother from another mother?
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, man, you're live on Rut Club Radio.
Can you hear me all right?
It's going good. I can hear you pretty damn well.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So,
can you
I
hear
was just calling to see how you guys are doing and just kind of share what was going on this past weekend. I went up north here in Michigan up to the Manistee National Forest, and I sat around for about 4 hours with my boy and saw nothing. Didn't see anything, but we passed some fresh scrapes on our way to our blind in the morning. So we kind of had a good indication that there are deer in the area, but we ended up sitting around for a while and not seeing anything. But my father-in-law was about 2 miles away from us in his tree stand. He saw a nice 8-point and
really
took a shot at it, but it went, I took a shot at it, but it went over his back. He didn't range it right. And he just whiffed.
How far was the shot?
He wasn't too happy. He said it was about 45 to 50 yards.
That's a hike of a shot, dude.
In that vicinity.
That's a long shot, man.
To me it was a far shot. I don't know if I would have taken it. I mean, he said it was broadside, so he couldn't really. He said he didn't want to pass it up, but I mean, looking back on it, I wouldn't have shot it. I know I'm about as good a shot from about 30 yards, and that's it.
Sounds like we got to get you in some OKS Hunter gear and get you some heated scent dispensers while we're at it too.
I've got like all the stickers and everything, so I'm there.
That's great, man.
I was wearing my Wisconsin OKS Hunters sweatshirt, so maybe that was the reason why we didn't see anything.
That could be it. It's supposed to bring luck, is what I've heard. You're supposed to get some good luck out of that. I don't know.
Well, it definitely did not happen. I did have a question about the rain and stuff like that in the morning. 'Cause it was raining pretty good for a little while in the morning, and I don't know if that has anything to do with the deer just kind of staying bedded and not really wanting to move or anything like that.
I've heard mixed reviews on it, man. I actually don't have a good answer because I've heard guys like John Eberhart, he told his memorable hunt about hunting one of the craziest blizzards he'd ever seen. And he couldn't see his freaking hand in front of his face practically, but he shot a buck for a lifetime. Other people think it's great for scent control. Going in after a rain tends to be good, I think. I've hunted in the rain because that's just the day that I had to hunt. I didn't give a shit. But you hear stories. The one thing with bow is that it'd be hard to track if you got a okay shot on it if the rain washed away your blood. So I know that could be a deterrent for some. But as far as moving, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Hopefully someone listening can jump in here. I'm not the expert on that one by any stretch. It's a good question. Should do a topic on that, huh? Did I lose you, Clay? Are you still there? You back?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what happened. That was weird.
Yeah, all of a sudden you were there, and then I was like, wait, he's not answering. And then I looked at my screen and you were back.
Yep.
No, anyway, I was just saying I'm not the expert there. I don't know. I'm not sure. I gave some replies there, but I'm not sure you dropped off.
Nope, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. What are you doing to your phone there, Chief?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Oh boy, your age is showing. I know you just had a birthday.
I'm so old. No, but yeah, we had a good time. I'm just waiting for, any chance I can get to get out in the woods, and I thought it was cool. I got to take my son out, and we spent, a couple hours out there, and it was good. I thought he had a good time.
Is that his first sit?
That was his first sit. I knew going into the day I wanted to sit all day because I had the day off from work. And then all of a sudden he came up to me and asked if he could come with. And I said, well, hell yeah, you're coming with. Grab your shit. Let's go. And then it turned into, man, I don't know if he could sit all day. And turns out about 3 hours is his limit right now.
Got it.
About 3 hours.
3 hours isn't terrible. And, How old is he? He's young, right?
He's 9.
Yeah,
he's 9.
That's
he'll be 10 on Christmas Eve. But we got in pretty early. It was about I want to say like 6:15. We got into the blind, and first light wasn't until about 7:30. So, we got in pretty early. So I guess I can maybe push that back a little bit, get closer to first light, but. Yeah, we were out there for a hot minute before we could even see anything.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I've been doing I've been only doing evening sits. So, it's kind of nice. I've been taking off work early on Fridays, getting my hours in, earlier on in the week. And then Friday I jump out in the afternoon and kind of take your time a little bit that way, at least to a degree. Yeah. And you can see everything you're doing, your way out. It's interesting and trying to get that last light activity, but just no real luck yet, man.
It's all right. It's a long season. Like I told you the other day, man. It's a long season, and, we're just getting started.
That's right. Things are just starting to heat up, dude. And by the way, there's, allegedly the October lull, but I think that just means you got to get into their bedding here. You just got to get closer. You got to go seek it out and get a little bit more aggressive, and rather than wait for them to come to you kind of thing. So, yeah, no excuses here, man. It's nice to get out and sit when you can, especially the fact that you can bring your boy with you. That's super cool.
Yep. Yeah, the other kids will have to wait a couple of years before they can come out. They could come out now, but there's no way they could be quiet for more than 5 seconds. So.
Yeah. I will see how it goes with my daughter at some point in time in life, but.
Yes, sir. But yeah, we'll bring them all. We'll bring them all to deer camp here in a couple of years.
That's how it's gonna go, buddy. Pretty soon, deer camps will be all kids.
What happened? I thought we were the kids.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, things got weird. We got old. Well, dude, thanks for calling in to Rut Club Radio. Hopefully, you can win some heated hunt stuff. If you haven't already, I don't think you had.
Okay.
How you liking that mug?
Not, but what's that?
Are you using your Where to Hunt mug?
Yeah, every day.
That's great.
Single day. The only bad thing is I set it on my truck a couple weeks ago and I broke the lid of it. So I've been going sans lid for the last couple of weeks, but it still works great.
That's good. Good to hear. Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if that's like an Ozark trailing, but they're pretty freaking cheap. So you can just go pick up another one if you want, another lid from Walmart.
It's been going good without it, so why?
Hey, if it's broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. So,
Cool,
all right,
buddy.
buddy. Well, have a good show. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Adios.
Bye.
Hey, what up, Byron? You're live on Rut Club Radio. What's going on, bud?
What is going on, Mr. Clark?
We are just trying to get it done, man. Trying to move the needle and get closer.
Yes, I was out scouting today. I would say from the last couple of days, really, I've been doing a little more scouting than really hunting. Buck sign seems very concentrated, and today, I was kind of poking around, found some good rubs into this like bedding type thicket habitat. And then on my way out, I actually bumped a buck. I could see his rack, off some acorns midday. This is probably, we'll call it noon, 1 o'clock-ish. So the winds came through Ohio today and dumped a lot more acorns on the ground. And that buck must have just decided he was going to go have a midday snack.
That's awesome.
My boy.
So what do you do with that intel then? Like, are you going to try to set up near his bed?
Full send tomorrow morning.
All right. Good for you, man.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if he's big enough. That's the only thing, because I only caught the size of the rack at a glimpse. I was coming down a different trail system. I just kind of seen him running. But I'll go in there and at least give it a shot, right? Like I got some decent intel and a visual sighting. It doesn't get much better than that.
I dig it. Our last caller's a beginner hunter. He's just getting into it. A good friend of mine. We grew up here together in Wisconsin. He lives in Michigan now. He took his 9-year-old hunting with him for the first time ever. And he actually posed a question that I don't have a good answer for. I was wondering maybe you could spend a second on it. He talked about hunting in the rain. Do you have an opinion on that?
Is he a newer hunter and wants to take his son in the rain?
They did anyways.
That doesn't sound like a great time to me. I'm just not a huge fan of sitting in the rain. Now, right after, sure, totally awesome. Especially, you get a rain that comes in and quits overnight. Go hunting the next morning for sure. But I'm not a big proponent of sitting in the rain.
Good to go. But I mean, do like deer move in the rain or what? Like they do, they don't. I don't know. I've just heard a lot of arguments about it, so it was an interesting question.
Yeah, no, yeah, and obviously, if it rains, you can still hunt better than
not.
Because it's a very quiet forest. So, there are some aspects to hunting in and around rain, but I'm not one to go sit there and get wet. I'll leave the truck, 20, 30 minutes before it quits and be ready, but I'm not somebody for sitting in the rain for the most part.
Okay. Well, dude, thanks for the call. I will be eagerly watching your story every chance I get tomorrow morning. So hopefully you'll keep us all up to date on how that goes. Are you one of the guys that'll like tease it out and be like, something happened and like just show a picture of blood? Or are you just like, I got one?
I'm not sure how I'd play it out, but
right.
I would think by 8:15 Eastern, we would know if I put an arrow or if he came through and he just isn't big enough. Like I said, it's going to be the tail. If he's big enough and he comes in, great. If not, well, I'll get good buck footage for a video product.
Cool, man. Well, good luck. I hope you have an encounter, and I hope he's worth it. Worth letting one fly. Thanks for the call, man.
Absolutely, and you be sure to give Greg Tubbs some shit when he gets home.
I always do.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
Good luck,
Later.
guys.
Thanks. All right, we got a couple more minutes here on Rut Club Radio. I'll give it a few more minutes before we shut her down, so to speak. But I'll be sending an email out to Heated Hunts for the winners for tonight. And what I'll do is I'll reach out to y'all first to make sure you want some product. And if you do, I'll get your address and then I'll email them so they can send out, they'll do all the fulfillment because, it would be kind of silly for them to ship it to me, for me to ship it to you. So just cut out the middleman, right? But yeah, Greg and I were out, I think like the last 3 Fridays in a row on public. And last week on Friday, we went into a tag elder swamp. It's pretty thick. Every step was kind of unknown as far as how far you'd sink or not. So you had to kind of be a little cautious there. And you felt like you'd exerted a ton of energy, but you did not cover a lot of ground. So he ended up doing a big giant circle around me, which I'll give him shit for later, Byron. And probably got scared all the deer out of there for me. So I didn't see anything. I think he got a little bit turned around, which, look, it's pretty hard to tell where the hell you're at in there. That's for sure. So I don't blame him. I probably would have done something similar, if not worse. So he had hip waders. I brought my frog togs. They're like the insulated neoprene waders, and they had a hole in them. And I come to find out they were in my garage, which, shame on me. But of course, there's a whole mouse nest in my boot. So I didn't use my waders. I did grab my gum leaves and actually didn't fill any boots at all. I came really close. Like, I'm talking like a centimeter, 1 more centimeter in the mud, and I would have filled a boot for sure. So I lucked out, which is fortunate for me. And on the way out, I'm surprised I didn't do anything, because on the way out, I wasn't nearly as careful. I just get the heck out of here. And it was dark and all that stuff, doing the teardown thing. So, but we got some more intel. We have a good idea of, how to set up on, more wind directions now. And we'll see what we come up with. I think we're going to try to get out again this coming weekend. So continuing to move the needle. And if we get something back there, it's going to be pretty close quarters. It's going to be a really close shot. If I would have had something walk by, it would have been right on top of them. And, it would have been a 10-yard shot max. I don't think I could have shot further than that based on the lanes that I had. So, it'd have been cool. It'd have been real cool, man. But it was fun. It's fun to get out there. It always is. That's what it is. You're not guaranteed to get anything, but I got a brand new chest freezer from a warranty company, because our other one took a crap, and it's huge. It's like the biggest one they make. I kind of lucked out, and it's completely empty. We haven't migrated any stuff from our our freezer at all, which we plan to. But at the moment, I'm like, well, if we keep it empty, I wonder if I'm jinxing myself. I want to really put some venison in there. I'm actually just out. I have a couple venison brats from last year's deer, and that's it. I don't have much else. So, anywho, I think Greg's moderating the comments for me. Holy shit, that's magical. Team hard-earned bucks. Hell yeah, whitetail experience. Love that. And believe me, anything I get will certainly be hard-earned, but it might not be because of the size of the buck. It's because of the quality of the hunter. I have to try 10 times as hard. John, what up? We're taking calls for another 5 minutes. If you want to squeeze in a call, I'd be happy to talk to you for another 5 minutes. Just want to tell me what you're seeing. I know you get around a lot, not in a bad way. I'm just saying. You cover a lot of territory. So if you were to call in, I think that'd be fantastic. The number's on the screen, 262-757-4122. Would love to hear from you. I got Seth Porter's shirt on, Shut Up and Hunt, the Project Nomad shirt there, ripping. Look at that. It's pretty neat. Got the okayest hunter cap. It's like a weird mixture, because I don't think I know he identifies with some qualities of the okayest hunter, but this is hardcore hunter, okay hunter, mixing it up. Number is 262-757-4122. I wonder if people don't see the number on the, I know this is already on the screen. I wonder if I should do a better job of that. I'm gonna have to rethink that maybe a little bit more. All right, John, I expect to see you call in, and I'll bring you through in just a second. Then I'm gonna pour up another scotch, just like a little sipper, a little sip. Actually, we're not going live on the actual podcast until 7:30 tonight, so actually got a little more time in between sets here. So if we go a little longer, I think that's going to be okay. We're talking with Cody DeQuisto tonight with Lone Wolf Custom Gear. Should be fun considering he just shot a giant fucking buck. Crazy buck. So there he is. Okay, I was like, man, I should take a drink. Should I take a drink? Here we go. Howdy, what up? You're live on Rut Club Radio. What's going on?
What's happening, fellas?
What's that? It's just me, because Greg hasn't traditionally done these with me, the Rut Club Radio, but he'll be on at 7:30 for the real deal. How you doing, man?
Nice. Doing good, man. Just heading back to the house down here. I'm back in southeast Iowa for a little while.
Where are you coming from? Where were you at?
I actually went over to my taxidermist, Old Barn Taxidermy, located in Fort Madison, Iowa. Went and checked on them. They got their deer processing center up and going now, so that's pretty cool. And this area was really needing a deer processor, like bad. Like the nearest one was like 45, 50 miles away in any direction. So, yeah. So they've been rocking, taking in a lot of deer, and it kind of makes that one-stop shop. You can drop off your deer head and get your venison all in one place.
No shit. We got a guy like that up here in Wisconsin, Outdoor Addiction Taxidermy. One-stop shop. So that's freaking cool to hear that.
Yeah. It's I was surprised, when I moved here almost 5 years ago. I shot my first deer, and I'm like, okay, I know what taxidermist I'm taking it to. Where does that take your meat to? And I wasn't set up to do my own processing or anything at that time. And they're like, oh yes, it's 55 miles away. I'm like, what?
Holy shit!
No, I'm not doing that. Yeah.
Whoa.
So it's definitely filled a void for the area, and like I said, it just makes sense. You know what I mean? Makes it super convenient for everybody. You don't have to take your stuff to two places, or the convenience factor.
Hell yeah, man.
But,
so you have the most interesting
back in town.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have the most interesting Instagram profile to follow, because you cover so much territory. So you're the best one to call in for Rut Club Radio, man. It's great to hear from you.
Yeah, no. So I can tell you what I can give you updates on antelope rut and elk rut.
Oh yeah, we'll take it.
As far as antelope goes, it's always that the end of August, the beginning of September, is when those guys are getting pretty fired up. Just when I killed mine, we were just starting to see, some smaller goats get run off, by some bigger goats. But, and then in Idaho, they were really tight-lipped through, creeping into the end of September, but right there at the very end, right before I left, around the 25th, 26th, and they were starting to get, they were getting kind of cranky, and the herd bull was getting more involved instead of just the satellites, bugling. Then the herd bulls were starting to chime in and kind of reminding those satellite bulls, who was in charge. So that was fun.
Dude, that must have been. So Greg and I are trying to do that for 2021 elk hunt. We were going to do Wyoming. Some shit changed, so now we're switching gears back to scoping out Colorado. We're talking to a bunch of people to try to gain some intel, because we don't have boots on the ground. It's not like we're going to take any road trips or anytime soon. So trying to figure out as much as we can and prep ourselves. We have a good chunk of gear already. We probably need quite a bit more. Greg would, if he's still listening, he's probably rolling his eyes at me right now. Everyone says it's magical, man. It sounds. We've had a lot of elk guests on lately, so we're jacked about it.
Yeah, no, it's elk hunting is it's extremely different. I mean, for me, I love the mountains. I love going out west. I love camping. The physicality side of it, all of that is right up my alley. I'm still very much a novice elk hunter, and but this year was just every time you do something, you learn something more, and after the first 4 days, like I said, the elk were very tight-lipped, and we weren't getting into them. And to quote myself, I looked at my videographer on the evening of day 4, and I said, "Look, dude, I can take my damn bow for a hike in Iowa, because that's all I'm doing is I'm just taking my bow for a hike, And finally, day 5, we got into them, and day 6 we got back into them, and I ended up having my best encounter was with a 320 bull at 15 yards, but I was in the middle of a pile of chokeberries, and I mean, even a 5-yard shot would have deflected my arrow 15 times, so it is what it is, but it definitely, it set the hook. And, I was driving back from Idaho. I called my wife and I said, as long as I'm physically able, I will archery hunt elk least 2 states for the rest of my life. Every year.
Wow, man.
Every single year. Like,
What'd she say? What did she say to
you
that?
know, and I love whitetails. What's that now?
What'd she say?
She's pissed because her birthday's in September and so is our wedding anniversary. But I mean, she knew what she was getting into whenever we linked up. So it is what it is.
That's rough. That's rough. Our wedding
She
anniversary.
signed on the dotted line.
My wife just called into the show to ask me what I wanted for dinner from Jimmy John's. That's kind of funny.
Jimmy John.
My first caller.
Yeah. No, but it's a ton of fun. I'm anxious to see how the rut goes here. You know, I don't have a lot of ground in Iowa, and my piece of private, anyways, that I do spend the majority of my time just because of the seasons, and you know, I can food plot and I can run more cameras and that kind of stuff. But my property traditionally does not heat up until Halloween. Maybe if we get a good cold front, you know, the 26th, 27th of October, then things will get a little frisky. But you can mark it down on a calendar, man. November 6th through November 9th. It's like somebody just dropped some tannerite in the woods on my property, and I'll get to see all. If there's a mature buck in the area, I'm going to get to see him. It might be 300 yards away, but I'm gonna see him.
You're gonna have to send me your address.
So,
then.
Yeah. So that's kind of the way my spot's been. I've gone out a couple of times this year, you know, since October 1st, but a lot of does. The 2 and 3 year olds are getting pretty active on the scrapes, but my big boys, I don't know. They might be laying on their bellies eating acorns or something like that right now, but they're not doing a whole bunch. But tomorrow morning, I'm actually last minute decision. I'm gonna head back down to Kentucky. I've got a couple of free days, so
Sweet.
I'm gonna head back down to Kentucky and jump in a tree down there and see if I can fill that tag. Very limited again. Seems like every time I go there, I'm limited, but I've got a couple of days, so I thought, what the hell? It's only 8 hours. I might as well try it. So go down there and see if I can fill that tag, and then then I'm going to come back and head to Kansas the last week of October. That way, win, lose, or draw, I know that I'm back in Iowa by November 1, and then you know, pound the rut here pretty hard.
Let us know if you ever end up here in Wisconsin. I don't know if you ever got tags up here, but man, we'd be happy to, you know, link up and do some collaborative hunt or something. I know a lot of properties. Yeah. I'm not saying they're any good, but there's certain ones that I'd be happy to share.
Yeah, for sure. It's you know, it's funny. This year, between Kentucky, Kansas, and Iowa, that gives me 4 archery buck tags. And you know, I started out the year with 4 turkey tags and 2 Western tags.
Okay.
I filled all 4 of my turkey tags, and I filled one of my 2 Western tags. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can try to fill these 4 whitetail buck tags. You know, we'll see how it goes, man. It's weird making that transition though. You know, I was very nomadic in the turkey world, and then I was very nomadic in my Western hunts. And then it feels weird because now everything's just in a tree stand. So it's like a hard that it almost feels like I'm not doing something. Like I should be doing more, but it's nature of the beast to climb a tree and sit, you know?
Yeah, you got to get your time in, man. That's the big thing. There's no substitute for time in, and you just got to, sometimes you got to put it in there, right? You just got to deal with it and sit through the elements and wait your turn, more or less. And you can be aggressive in certain ways, and you can be smart about how you're putting the pieces together and making moves. Mm-hmm. But, you know, some guys, they'll tag out right away. You know, the early season stuff is pretty fascinating. Some of the guys that have these deer patterned, and they get in an intercept of, you know, bed to food, and it's awesome, you know. That is not me this year. And you only have so many opportunities, right?
If Iowa opened up September 1, I'm very convinced that I could have been tagged out within the first sit or two. I had a lot of deer extremely patterned, target deer that were patterned. And once they went hard horned, they do it every year. They go hard horned, and it's like 45 days. It's like a ghost town. So I don't know where they go. Maybe that would make me a better hunter if I knew exactly where they went, but I don't know where they go.
Yeah.
So what I elect to do every year is, instead of beating feet for 45 days and putting a lot of unnecessary pressure on trying to relocate them, I know where they're going to end up in November. And I let my cell cams do the work. The only time I go on the property is maybe freshen up a few scrapes here or there. A lot of my rut stands are hung. I mean, I keep 5 mobile run and gun sets, here at the house. If I need to throw a stand, and if I really like it, then I'll leave it, and that way I don't have to tear it back down. But, like I said, I'll get super aggressive starting November. But it's kind of like the ball's in their court. I need one more clue.
That's a good way to put it.
The next time they volley one back to me, then I'll react to that. Until then, it's in my best interest just to chill.
Rock on. Well, we're happy to follow along, man. I mean, the stuff you put out is top notch. The quality is great. Love it. Love following along.
I appreciate it.
So it's good stuff. My daughter loves watching all that stuff on the TV too. So
you guys are my main outlet. So I always like checking out all the fresh memes you're throwing up.
Oh yeah, we just put some up from Schitt's Creek. That's stupid, man. It's funny. I was watching it and I was like, man, I could use this. And then I went and found it and I was like, this is pretty good. So I don't know. Sometimes it just clicks and sometimes I'm reaching for it, whatever. But that's how it goes. Well, cool, man. We'll be live at 7:30 tonight too, again with our guests. So if you want to tune in later, great. Otherwise, we'll see you around. Thank you for the call.
Cool. Yeah, man. Sounds good, guys. Take care.
All right. Adios.
All right. See ya. Bye.
Man, my nose is like running. It's really annoying. I'll blow it with some Kleenex and then 4 seconds later, I'll be right back to the same spot. So I don't know what I'm going to do about it. It is what it is. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm going to end the live broadcast for Rut Club Radio. We'll be back at 7:30 with Cody DeQuisto with Lone Wolf Custom Gear. And let me, just see here. I'll reach out to all the winners from Heated Hunts. So that's pretty cool. I was just going to look at our calendar lineup here. We just confirmed a guest earlier today before I started recording. Let me just see what date we selected. I can't remember the date. So next week we're open, I believe, which is cool. So we can take a lot of calls next week. The week after that, we're talking to the guys over at Iron Will Outfitters. And then the week after that, which is the 27th, we're going to be talking to the guys over at Forlow, the state-of-the-art camouflage company. So open week for calls. Then we got Broadhead company, then a camouflage company. So a couple product podcasts. And obviously we're running our tactic talk. I'm lining up guests for that. If you or anybody you think could be a good guest for that, let me know. Very open to it. They're very quick. They're 15 minutes. So, pretty frictionless in terms of not abrasive or disrupting to your schedule. That's what I got, folks. We'll talk to you guys in just a little bit.